This video was sponsored by pCloud. Alright, before we get into this video, I just want to say that this takes so much inspiration from everything Apple Pro's series of Apple News that he does on his channel, but I feel like it's a great way to just break down everything that happens week by week, and if you guys like this video, I'll do more similar to it, and I'll also leave an example of what I'm talking about down below. The guy's name is Everything Apple Pro, tons of subscribers, makes really good content, and you guys should check him out. Hey guys, this is Sam, and a lot of Apple News has come out in the past week, especially things related to the new iPhone 8. Ooh, excitement is building, the hype is beginning in January, and the phone's not even going to be out till September, so we're going to go ahead and get hyped anyway. Alright, we've got a lot of news to talk about this week, from Apple execs to iPhone news to iPad news to even news about the Mac. So regardless of what area you like, whether it's the phone or the pad or the MacBook, we've got news for you. Up first is going to be that Apple's 10th iPhone anniversary was on Monday, on January 8th of this week. It was a huge day because obviously we are on the iPhone 7 now and so much has changed. We went from a device with 3.5-inch non-written display to a 4.7 and 5.5-inch devices, I should say, which look absolutely incredible. Thought I should definitely mention it here because obviously without the iPhone, I would not really have a channel right now, so thanks, iPhone. Alright, next up is our iPad news for the week, and this really interests me because I'm still one of those people that finds a use for the iPad. I don't buy it just to make videos about it once or twice. My iPad is in my backpack. If I can be smooth about this, right here, I use this guy all the time. According to KGI's Ming-Chin Kuo, I think that's how you say it, we are going to be getting 3 different iPad models. One is going to be the classic 9.7-inch like this guy right here. But the thing that interests me the most is that there's actually supposed to be a 10.5-inch model, which will be in between this and the 12.9-inch massive, like gargantuan MacBook Pro-sized current iPad Pro. So going back to that new 10.5-inch model, that's what interests me the most here, because I like the size of this iPad Pro. The massive is too big, and I don't want to say this one's too small, but if they had a 10.5-inch iPad, I would totally take it over this version. And it's also rumored that that's where all the main new upgrades will be focused, is around this 10.5-inch version specifically. So I'm really excited to see what happens, and I'm hoping that we see these new guys in March. I mean, that's traditionally when we see new iPads, but for now, anything could change. Now, some weeks of Apple News are good, but this week was kind of great because we got some information about 2 Apple executives. The first being Jimmy Iovine, who was on the Beats team, now acquired by Apple. He works for Apple, and he made a comment that all but confirms, or I think it even does confirm, that Apple is actually making TV shows. So like Netflix and Hulu and everybody else on the planet, Amazon, I think, original programming is becoming a huge thing, and Jimmy Iovine, who's on the Apple Music / Beats team still, if I remember correctly, says that, yeah, Apple's working on it. I think Apple has hired or rented out a studio in Hollywood now. Like, they're going in for the TV shows that are original. Like, it will say made by Apple or available on Apple Music or something like that. If they can do shows like Netflix is doing that are actually good, I feel like that'd be awesome, and another incentive to buy Apple's streaming service over something like Spotify, who really hasn't done all that much with original programs. And secondly, the person who created Swift, which if you've ever heard that referenced, is a new coding language like Objective-C or C++, which you can use to make apps for iOS devices, and also the guy who led the team for the Xcode platform, which is also like how you actually, or where you type in that code and develop apps in. His name's Chris Latner, and he actually left the company to go to Tesla, which is kind of a big blow for Apple, but also I really like Tesla, so I'm excited to see what happens. If you guys have any thoughts on an Apple executive leaving or what Jimmy Iovine said earlier, let me know by leaving a comment down below. Alright, before we continue on with the rest of our Apple news, I wanted to take just a second to thank pCloud for sponsoring today's video. pCloud is an online cloud storage service that allows you to keep all the content that you care about in one safe and secure location that is easily accessible across all of your devices. But what makes this service different than your traditional Dropbox of sorts is that it doesn't actually eat up all your storage. So for example, if you have a computer with 500 gigabytes of storage on it, just to make this math easy, and you have the 2 terabyte pCloud storage plan, you actually have access to 2.5 terabytes of total storage, because unlike Dropbox, pCloud doesn't eat up all the data on your hard drive, and the files uploaded to pCloud won't constantly be taking up space on your actual hard drive. They're stored in the cloud like they should be, and they're only accessed when they need to be accessed. It's a genius idea, and if you guys are interested in checking out pCloud for yourselves, I'll leave a link down below where you can learn a whole lot more. Now moving back to some more Apple product news, word on the street is that if you're a fan of the the iPhone 4, you're actually going to like the design of the iPhone 7s or 8, whatever it's called. There's even a rumor that like there might be 2 iPhone 7s and 7s Plus models, and then one bigger or better iPhone 8 like premium phone. That's kind of all up in the air right now as well. But with the iPhone 8, it's supposed to have an iPhone 4-esque glass design, or at least that's how it was described whenever I read about it online. But if they could combine that with like the design of an iPhone, I'm looking for something different than the iPhone 6 just recycled every single year, because I liked the design of the 7, I really do, but I'm looking for something different this year because I've seen a phone that looks very similar to this since 2014 now. So hopefully Apple redesigns the iPhone 8, and if it looked like a really thin iPhone 4, honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with it. And as for our last bit of Apple news for today, if you just picked up one of those shiny new 2016 MacBook Pros like myself, bet you didn't know I was hiding that out of frame, then you might be disappointed because there's already rumors of a refresh for this year. So in 2017, these are rumored to get a new 32GB upgradable RAM option that was never present in this version or so far, because apparently like they didn't figure out how to put that much RAM in a computer and not have the battery die super fast, which seems like kind of a strange issue or reason for that being a thing in the first place. But also, we're going to be seeing some KB or Kaby Lake processor upgrades, meaning that it's just going to be faster and better than this year's, probably offering better battery life or increased performance. It's the same thing every year. The processors are just going to get better. That's a given. So if you guys enjoyed this first ever episode of This Week in Apple, let me know down below in the comment section and I'll do more of these, or just leave a thumbs up down below or a thumbs down if you never want to see one of these again. Totally up to you guys. I had a lot of fun filming this. I feel like it was a better way to connect one-on-one with all of you and also just talk about what's going on with the company that I cover and follow the most. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you later.